Hello and welcome to Weaving the Magic. Welcome to this pick a card reading. And what this reading aims to reveal is how you, as the charioteer of your own life, can hone in on how you hold the reins of your chariot with ease, with intention, with willful power, not to dominate over others or worry about anyone else's path but your own. We'll be honing in on how you hold the power in your own life and choose your own path forward. This is a time of many timelines converging, and it is up to us to intentionally walk forward into the unknown, therefore deciding it in co-creation, in partnership with what else is. Or we sit on our hands and wait for it to come to us. This reading is not for the person that would prefer the latter. This reading is for those of us that want to walk forward into our future. So I invite you to pick a card or cards to represent the piles. This Chariot card here is from this deck, the Mythic Tarot. That's pile number 1. Pile number 2 is the Chariot card from the Wild Unknown Tarot. Pile number 2. Pile number 3's Chariot card, which I'm going to hold up because it's got some glitter and glimmer so you can see it all there, is from the True Black Tarot. Get that in there. I want to start giving all these creators props. I have so many wonderful decks. And pile 4 here, the Chariot, which is represented by a camel, is from the Curious Creatures Tarot. Put that back. So, feel free to choose your piles. I'll leave this up for another moment. You can jump to the description box to select the timestamp, or you can watch the entire message. Whatever you choose, it's your life. Don't let this tarot card reading or anyone else, including the past versions of your own self, the outer pulls on you, dictate who that is. Listen to them, sure, heed them, but your internal world will help you reveal to yourself who the charioteer is. So I look forward to meeting you there in your pile. See you there. Okay, if you chose pile 1 of the Mythic Tarot and this Chariot card, this is your reading. So welcome pile 1. I really love the centaur energy of this Chariot because it shows immediately it's not even about the two forces outside of yourself. It is the forces within you. It is the forces of you. We're all multiples. I mean, at baseline, we're all masculine and feminine. We're all ego and soul. We're all brain and heart. You know what I mean? The dualities go on forever and ever. So at baseline, we can't move ourselves forward without blending the energies that are inherently within us. So this card for my pile 1 kind of already indicates to me like a struggle with the interior. But before we go too far, I'm going to pull another card. I keep looking at this card from the Wild Unknown Tarot over here, so I'm actually going to use this deck as your first card because it feels right. So I want to get one more card out for who you are as the charioteer, where you stand right now, what represents you, what archetype represents you in relation to your power, in relation to how you are willing, how you are seeing, perceiving yourself in relation to power. Got a couple cards coming out. Wow, okay. Oh, wow. 3 of Pentacles reversed, the Devil reversed in the world. Oh, my goodness. Oh, all right. So, like, yeah, I mean, this feels like you've been going it alone. It feels like me against the world energy. And I mean, look at even the charioteer's stance here. It's me against the world. Because no one understands how you, inside of yourself, have a world that's against you. Okay. The world came out with the Devil. And this together feels to me like the perception of the world as you got it, as you received it. It's like you were handed down a really bad perception of the world because the world didn't treat you fairly. It didn't build you up. It tore you down right from the beginning. their first experiences with the outside world were trying to trick, trap, betray you. Wow, trick, trade? Is that what I meant to say? Yeah, like play tricks, like get you to sign contracts that weren't true. Basically, this is saying, like, I'm going to support you, I'm going to take care of you, I'm going to help you build yourself up like your parents should when you're a child. They should help support you. The triangle is the basis. It's the strongest shape. The triangle can hold everything. It's also the mother, father, child concept. But if this in reverse, Three of Pentacles, it's like you weren't allowed to build yourself up. You were never allowed to build your own ego. You were never allowed to matter in the world. Your physical, tangible presence in the world had a deal with the devil made around it. Now listen, I speak in metaphor, so if you're new to my channel, I don't mean that literally your parents shook hands with the devil. That could be your situation. There was a lot of children in the MK Ultra programs. Am I allowed to say that? Who cares? There were a lot of children in all sorts of nefarious, horrible things, and a lot of people are finally seeing and realizing that for the first time right now in the world. But even on a very much less nefarious scale than that, some people were not supported. You never got the leg up that you should have. Basically, it's not fair. It was never fair from the beginning, so you developed a perspective where it was you against the world. But also, that's already been, like, look at, the world came out. You've been shifting this perspective. You're not necessarily stuck there right now, but I bet you're having a hard time, getting from that point where it's like, it's me against the world and I have to do this on my own and I have to it's only me versus, and also holding, I want to trust. I want to be able to be vulnerable. I want to be able to relax. I want to be able to expect good things. I want to have that which will co-create with me. You're aware that the deals with the devil were tricks, that they're not real. They don't have to be real, but you're in that real in between. Cognitive dissonance is breaking down, but the new beliefs haven't been totally fortified yet type of thing, okay? So, like, I'm so glad you're here if you chose this pile, because this is what I live for. This is where I am. I'm a person of the liminal, and, like, I walk this exact path. This is my crossroads. I know what it's like to be disillusioned between what's real and what's real. So let's move forward here, right? So the pull from the outside, I want to get a little more about this exact story and what exactly the false belief is in terms of, like, who you're being pulled to be, where you're being pulled to go, why you're convinced that that's the way you're supposed to be yanked and drawn. Do I want to keep going forward with this deck? I think we're going to move across all the decks that I had pulled originally, because this true black one wants to come out for you now. So what's the pull from the outside? One of the forces to balance here as we're mastering this archetype of the Chariot. For those that chose pile 1, what's the pull from the outside? Give me the storyline here so we can see, because when we can see something clearly and we see how it no longer actually makes sense, it's easier to stop, participating in that. The Tower is the Tower. Okay. Hi, Fox. My last name is Fox. My name is Kelly Fox. Let's destroy some stuff, huh? Let's shake it up. Okay. Let's be real honest. Trickster. Trickster energy, same as this. This is the narrative of the world crashing down right now. Look at the crown coming down. The Tower is everything that was built structurally. The ego tower, the outer world, the matrix, the false, the facade, if you will. It's being destroyed right now. The king, the crown, the whole thing is falling. It is breaking apart. It's disintegrating. And that's a really distracting storyline. It's hard to take your eyes away from all of the, oh my gosh, can you believe? Oh my goodness, do you even see? Even when it's funny, I find myself, like, poking fun at the theater that's being played out for us to perceive. And I find myself still giving my energy to it by even poking fun at it, which is still giving my energy to it. Oh, sorry about that. Wow, and like here's the point. It knocks you out of focus, right? I just knocked into the camera. Every time that I put my eyes on this narrative, which is hard to not perceive, these even look like continents falling apart here, where the like grape leaves and all this stuff is melting. It's hard to not pay attention to the storyline of what's falling apart in the world, but look at this. This is the eye of the storm. This is the point. So the outside pull is to keep you distracted from what's actually alchemizing within you. The outside pull is to look at all of the physical manifest and where you are in your life and get all ramped up and worried about how it's falling apart and how you're gonna and all the trick stuff. When the real focus is meant to be on this power that's building within. I love this. I really love this tower for that card. Let's go with the other direction then. And what's the pull from the inside? What are we using with this? Alright, so for pile one, yeah, we're going to go with oh, that's interesting. Okay. We're going to do the curious creatures here. So what's the pull from the inside? If it's the theater, if it's the falling apart, if it's the chaos and the whole thing of like, wow, the world is collapsing. That is like also something that you have to pay attention to because we can't just ignore it. I mean, it is part of what's going on. There's lots of things that affect our day-to-day lives and we need to be aware of. But it's again about the how much of it is taking your focus. Is it pulling you all the way there? Wow, that's way too many cards. And exactly, again, the point. There's too many things to focus on. And if you're focusing on all of the different narrative switch-ups of the theater that's happening in the world falling apart, you're not, oh my gosh, couldn't be more perfect. The Hermit. You're not focused. Again, here's this lantern on the inside. You're not focused on the inner light. So if the outside world can distract you, if you can remember that it's a trick, oh my gosh, and not a nefarious trick too. Here's the thing. Oh, the 3 came out right away. The 3 came out right away. This is Loki. This is falling in love with the trickster archetype and not falling in love, delusional love like Harley Quinn does with the Joker, and letting yourself become something that you don't want to, because that's a surrendering to the madness that helps you give in to the devil and its ways, right? If you're working towards the bad, if you're harming people and you don't care about it, you know, if you're harming people and you don't care, in my personal earthly opinion, that's the wrong, that's the bad way, okay? And that's the distraction stuff that's happening. But if you can appreciate and love that trickster archetype for causing the necessary chaos in the world that shakes up and breaks down the status quo, the old structure, this is the way we always did it. Because let's be honest, the end of slavery was a chaos component, trickster type of archetype that, and not trickster in the way, again, where it's like playing a cruel trick. I just mean chaos in the general sense. Chaos where it's like, we gotta change some shit up. Chaos in the way where it's like, we refuse to respect the status quo because it's garbage. It doesn't work. It douses my inner light. It leaves me begging and clawing to protect my inner self against and away from the whole structure that's built on breaking me down. And you're noticing that your inner light is the one thing worthy of holding on to, the one thing worthy of seeing. Like the whole world could go dark and it wouldn't matter if you have your inner light. And that's not a bad thing. Like that's not leaving, how do I say this? Okay. Intentionally causing harm to others is bad. Okay. Not saving every other person before you save yourself is not bad. That's human. That's a capacity issue that all human beings have. I feel like maybe I made a leap somewhere, but I literally feel like I tunneled into someone's maybe direct experience for a minute here and just went into it. For pile 1, your inner experience is the most important thing. It is the most important thing for you to pay attention to, for you to focus on, for you to spend time with. And what I mean by this is like actually talking to yourself every day. Like actually being partnered up with yourself, almost narrating to yourself. Like I feel like become 2 sports announcers sitting at the table in your own head. And I mean, even make it a fun game if you want to, because like you need some joy, you need some jovial, you need some lack of restriction, lack of like, oh my gosh, everything's been so bad and broken and not set up for me that I've had to build and succeed and create everything for myself. And life has just been one big struggle, stress, endless loop of breaking down and breaking through and rebuilding myself. And I'm just plain old tired. And I just want to be able to be in good company and be soft with myself and stop needing to fight. And that is exactly what you're meant to be doing. That is exactly what you're meant to be doing. Focusing on the inner light. Can I get a card for that exactly? For pile 1, like nail down, give me something. And this is the next thing, how you steer. But I want to give like even an activity. Give me another Curious Creatures here. Where did I put that deck? I'm losing my mind here. One thing that would be really good for pile 1 to do, to be, like, show me the energy, show me the aura, the activity, the state of being, you know? Because for me personally, the Hermit is hard to reach for. When you're used to being frantic and having to solve problems and put out fires and things, to just go sit in stillness is really uncomfortable. And that's the point. Yes, you need to be able to build up to that. But like this is like telling someone who permanently uses a wheelchair, well, the place you want to go has stairs. You know, it's on the 2nd story. So if you want to get there, you're going to have to figure out how to use stairs. No, though. I won't ever be able to figure out how to use stairs, and that's not a personal failure. I'm not built for stairs. You build a fucking ramp if I'm supposed to go there. Or I'll build the ramp, and that's kind of the purpose, you know? Where it's like, if you need something and somebody won't do it for you, the structure of the world won't do it for you, there is no help. And it reinforces that like the world is against me because no one's doing for you thing. It's not because the world's against you. You have a very challenging and rewarding path of never having had it built for you and needing to build it for yourself. And that's a motherfucker. It really is. I mean, it really is. It feels so heavy. She's so heavy. It is. It's so heavy, and it's also beautiful, just like that song is, especially if you watch the Beatles Across the Universe, and they're doing the whole, like, oh my gosh, recruiting thing with it, and oh my gosh, watch the Beatles Across the Universe and the artwork. I feel like this is a pile for artists. Before I look at these 2 cards, this 3 and the pentacles and the building, you're here to create yourself. From what the ashes, from the very fertile ash of what you had to burn down because it was garbage that was given to you. You're born of the compost pile. You're born of the compost pile. You had to light your own lantern to get out of it. So what's the thing? You know, like, what's the thing that helps you? Beautiful. Ace of Wands. This is creative inspiration. King of Swords. This is like speaking exactly what you want to say unwaveringly. This is knowing that what I say is a command. It's a spell cast. It carries weight. These remind me of the 2 crows crows, ravens, rather, excuse me, Odin's ravens. Odin's ravens, which are like wisdom and, oh my gosh, I'm trying to blend all the names together. Too many things happening all at once. Breathe deeply and be succinct. You're a channel. You don't have to rush it. It's okay. And this is what I mean. That was for me, not for you. But what I say is true. Pile 1, you need to speak to yourself inspirationally. You need to speak to yourself to command your own inspired action. This is about knowing that you are wise, you're intelligent, you consider the things that need to be considered, you're smart enough, you're aware enough, you are keen, nothing's slipping past you. This goes back to the trickster thing. You don't have to be afraid of the trickster. You can honor and respect and admire even the trickster and learn from it how it plays the game for humanity, really. Because in clarity, in truth, unless we have struggled through the bad thing, we don't know how to fix a bad thing. Unless we've solved a problem, the problem could totally cripple us and take us out. But once we've solved a problem, if that problem comes again, we feel confident, we feel adept. Do you know what I'm saying? Challenge makes us stronger. And I don't mean that in the like, yes, let's accept our abusers and tolerate all sorts of terrible behavior and never change it. That's exactly the opposite of what I'm saying. Let's become aware of why these things happen so that we don't spend our time wasted, begrudging, resenting, feeling bad for ourselves, victimizing the whole rest of our lives, wondering why that happened to us because we can't see how it was fair. It wasn't fair. It'll never be fair. It was never about fairness. It was never about deserving. It's all about living. And this is the catalyst for life. The devil. You know? This is about wisdom. Your way forward is speaking to yourself. I know the truth. I never deserved any of that. It was all an origin story for my superhero story, and I'm so inspirational. Let me write about how I'm inspirational. Let me sing about it. Let me talk about it. Have a podcast. Write a story. Write a journal, write a blog. Don't do it for anyone else, but do it for someone else. This is the king. This isn't the page. The page is someone who just speaks, and it's like, oh, this is new ideas, and it might be romantic, and it might be, carried on the winds. This is commands. This is spells. Whether anybody else hears it or not, whether anybody else agrees or not, or likes it or not, or buys the book, or, pays for the subscription or the whatever, is irrelevant. It's the fact that you're creating the kingdom for yourself in which you're allowed to speak your truth unwaveringly. That's literally your path ahead. This little salamander gecko thing that, is the fire element being. Quick. Can be in sparse desert conditions where most other things can't survive. This thing knows how to. And it knows how to, make its own castle. Look at how cool that is. This throne is on the top of this castle up here. Throne yourself. And there isn't even a crown on him, because you don't need anything weighing you down on your head. You don't even need any flagrant outside acceptance. This is all about the inner. All this red, this is all root chakra stuff. This is making yourself safe. This is telling yourself with your voice so your body can feel it. I know my way. I'm doing for me. I trust my inner light. My inner light is the most important. My inner experience is the most important. What I feel today matters. What I say to myself today matters. The perspective I have on repeat today matters. That's how you hold it all. And the last card here is going to be, what road opens when you choose to direct your will? And I'm going to go back to your original deck, the Mythic Tarot, for this one. So for my pile 1s, what road opens when you choose to direct your will? Wow. Another king. King of Wands. And look at this. We're back to Cancer and the North Node. This is coming here to complete your mission, to know how to be in your shell and in the world at the same time. Because you learn how to feel your inner fire and know when the outside thing that you're standing next to is making it flicker because it's trying to blow it out, or it makes it burn brighter. It's about learning this Three of Pentacles thing, who is partnering with you and not. Because sometimes, as I said, it is Loki, it is the devil, it is the chaos that needed to invite the tower moment of change for the whole incorrect for you structure of your life to totally crumble and fall apart, so that you could go take some time alone in the dark and find your own inner light, and then start speaking it into life so that it becomes this King of Wands, Anubis. This is passion. This is everything. I need to read a little bit. I wonder if this is going to give me the mythology in this deck, because it doesn't always. I feel like I would butcher all of the mythology, and I don't want to. I respect all of it too much to do that. But I feel like he's got something to do with the jars that hold the organs and the things, and this is like the thing that weighs, right? I feel like Anubis partners with Ma'at in the weighing of the stuff, the weighing of the soul and the heart and the afterlife and all of that, and here I am bastardizing it. No, that doesn't give me any of the mythology in the little booklet. But regardless, so maybe that's, incentive to go on and look that up. But Cancer in the North Node is exactly that. It's moving towards this great accomplishment, this great building of yourself in this life. The pyramids were healing chambers, sound resonance healing chambers. Going within is the goal. The going within and the healing is the goal. It's the gold. It's the reward of the afterlife, because it is after this life that you get this life. And all you've got to do is be kind enough to yourself to give yourself the space and time alone. This came out like this way because this is... The Hermit in reverse points back to the 8 card, the Strength card. And the Strength card is like soft and strong. Being strong enough to be soft with yourself and give yourself what you really need, instead of succumbing to the pressures of whatever the world is asking you to do. And I feel like I need to throw this note out here for some very specific people, because I'm a mom and I can't throw the outside world, which includes my children, out the door because I need to go within. But I can't not go within because the outside world needs me, and that's where we stand here. And again, that's why sometimes the only thing that we can do is start small little practices of, I look at myself in the mirror in the morning and I smile and I say nice things. I heard some woman say, like, I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth, I spit it out. And I look in the mirror and I say something. But it was just the, attitude piece of meeting yourself as who you know yourself to be. She looked at herself in the mirror like that old stuff isn't worth my taste. You know what I mean? Like, I'm worthy, I'm nobility, I'm something. I'm something that I'm proud to be. I wish the world would come try. Come at me, bro. And not in an air of defensiveness, but more like, come at me, bro. I have so much wisdom to share. I would love to talk your ear off about all the things that inspire me and all the great things that we could create together. If you're on my level, if you're on my same page. But my inner light knows, wow, as I slide things around, my inner light knows full well if you're coming with tricks up your sleeve, trying to take me out or not. I'm not confused. I haven't been confused in a long time. And I think that's the thing for you. Remind yourself, you haven't been confused in a long time. You know what's going on. You know what's going on. You don't need to pay attention to the world outside to know what's going on. You know what's going on. And the more you pay attention to the you inside of you, you're going to have a better handle on what's going on too. Wow, that was a cool reading. Thank you so much. If you hung in here with the end or till the end, I'd love to hear your feedback, your comments, any stories you'd like to share. please do. If you were interested in another pile, you can head into that now because I'm moving into pile 2. Take care. I'll see you in the next reading. Hello and welcome. If you chose pile 2 with the Chariot card from the Wild Unknown Tarot, this is your reading. To be very honest, I can't stop singing that Katy Perry song, and I'm really not a fan of Katy Perry or any of that music like that. But that song that's like the Dark Horse song, because I'll be coming at you like a dark horse. Are you ready for the perfect storm, perfect storm? Yeah, forgive me for that, but it's necessary for some reason. This is one horse on this card, not two, and it's light and dark. And it says a lot to me, you know, that this symbol here, which is very much a cult if it's upside down, it's very much a cult either way. I mean, like, it's so many feelings. It's so many feelings, just the look of this. And even like, wow, like there's so much that's not going to be said that will be said in this reading. And if you know, you know, and if you don't and you're already confused, then maybe choose another pile. But this one is one of the symbolic ones. This one's going to be heavy on the symbolism, I can tell already. So this charioteer chosen, I'm going to pick one more card representing you as the charioteer. I'm going to use this same deck, the Wild Unknown. Can I get one more card for pile 1? Here we go. Representing you and where you're at right now. Ooh, 7 of Swords. Interesting. This is that same feeling I was having. Let me see what's on the bottom here. Judgments. Stop. This is amazing. This reading's going to be incredible. Ace of Wands and the Judgment. Oh my gosh. All right, so listen. You have a very specific energy. You might be a conduit, channel. You might... Oh, you have an interest in the occult, that's for certain. Your intuition is tapped in, like you could literally be a channel. But to be honest with you, this is saying there's like an eye open, there's a... Are you aware of what you're messing with? That's what I want to say. Like, do you know who you're playing with? I don't mean to be so abrupt, but that's what it feels like. It feels like that's what's coming through. Do you know what you're playing with? I'm going to pull this card from the outside. What's the pull from the outside? I want to just roll right into this reading because there's a lot of unknowns that I'm not sure about, but this card is about thievery. It's about deception. It's about not quite being honest, but also that energy is necessary for seeking. There's one eye open and it's almost sneaky, but it's also protective. Like if you have to pretend you're sleeping so that you can overhear a conversation that you really need to hear because otherwise people are having behind your back, is it bad of you to be sneaky? Not necessarily, right? So like the whole energy here is in that liminal borderline of like, seriously, are you very aware every step of the way of what you're doing, because every step matters. And there's lots of intentions. You're involved with lots of intentions, not just your own. This is a very different reading for me. Let me, again, what's the pull from the outside for those that chose pile 2? All right, we got 2 cards coming out here. 9 of Pentacles, King of Wands. All right, I'm just going to be legitimate for how I feel for this reading. I feel like if you came to this reading, what's pulling you from the outside is like fame, fortune, security, happiness, but visibility, being seen. It's like this wild, exciting, creative, abundance, but you're in it for yourself thing. And my personal feelings are coming up. And so like, I'm so sorry about that because it is what it is. And it's showing me what I feel about myself, my own blockages. This is a totally legitimately cool, good, fine energy. Unless someone's promising you something that they're not going to deliver, right? Like, what I feel like is the energy of those girls that go to Hollywood because they think they're going to make it big, and what really ends up happening is that they get taken advantage of in a lot of different ways. Does that make sense? It feels like the energy of your intentions are good for yourself, but there's like some naivety there. I can't help this. It feels very specific. If this doesn't feel accurate to you, please move on to a different reading, because I feel like I'm getting a very specific person's channeled message coming through here. We've got the Knight of Cups on the bottom of the deck, reversed. And, oh, that was not the Magician on the top. What is this? The Queen of Wands on the bottom. Or on the top. Yeah, I'm getting this very specific message for this very specific group of people that's like, I understand what you want to go for. You want the creative life that you want. You want to have the abundance. You want to have the stuff. You want to have the good life, and that is good. There's nothing wrong with that. But anything that promises that to you through any means that's quick and easy, be very, very cautious. Be very, very wary, because that's not generally the way that the world works, in the way that the world has been structured. Do you know what I'm saying? In the natural world, yeah, you plant a tree, a fruit tree, and you don't have to do very much work, and eventually that just keeps producing for you. You know, that is how it works. But in the matrix capitalism structured world that's been man-made for some people to excel at the game on the backs and the breaking of others, be very, very wary when someone says they're going to give you something for free and it's going to come easy and all you have to do is enjoy your life, right? Don't be taken advantage of. What's the pull from the inside? I want to see if we, get a shift in the way that this reading is going, and I'm not going to intentionally do that. I'm going to be true to the integrity of my channel. And again, this feels like it's very specific for someone. Okay, we got 2 cards coming out from the next. This is the pull from the inside. 6 of Cups. Ooh, nostalgia, childhood, the innocent emotions. 9 of Cups in reversed. And this is like, oh, okay. It feels like the energy of straight up giving in to the, straight up giving in. All right. This feels like really what I really want is of an emotional nature. What I really want is to feel at home and loved and safe and connected and part of. I want to, the lore of this Jenny Green Teeth is that she lured the neighborhood children into ponds and pools, and it was to keep children, from drowning and things like that. So this evokes childhood, neighborhoods, games, things people do together. It's the traditions, it's the oral traditions, it's the closeness, it's the bonds that you all share of an emotional nature. You're really longing to have community closeness of a deep nature, because that's what's emotionally fulfilling for you. This 9 of Cups, it's I want all the attention on me. I want all of the love being poured into me. I want it all. And that's not bad or wrong at all. It's beautiful. That's the inner true desire, but how it's coming on the outside, what's being promised to you on the outside, what's being shown as your only freaking options on the outside is here, settle for this pop and fizz sparklers, fireworks that don't last but are really bright and shiny, and, the physical, tangible sustenance of it all. But this is a big empty mansion, when what you really would prefer is a freaking cottage filled with people that you love. That's way too full to capacity, but at least it's filled with love. Whereas this, even if you do get it, even if you aren't lost along the way and taken advantage of, it's only a shell of what you actually want. And I'm not trying to say don't go for this, because it's possible you could have all of this. You could have all of this. That's why I'm saying, though, be very wary of anything that's promising you this come quick and easy. Because this come quick and easy goes just as easily and just as quickly. And this requires work, requires awareness, requires a lot. But it's a worthy effort to put in. This is a very different reading than the first pile. Let me get a sip of water here. So how do you steer? Because I'd like to see you get both. You know, I want everyone to have both. Everything that they want. That's the point of the Chariot. How do we hold it all? How do we hold it all without hoarding? And without, like, just giving more away than we can afford to lose. So how do we steer them both? Who? Which deck are we going for here? Yeah, that sounds right. Curious creatures. So how do we steer the reins for pile 2 readers? All right, what do we have here? Judgment. Wow. I'm just like taking it in. I love this Judgment card, and I don't see it often enough. This is the best of both worlds, because Judgment is being noticed. Judgment is like people coming out of the grave. Look at, she's like all jazzed up in a beautiful dress. You know what I mean? Like, this is being noticed. This is being called to the path that you were meant to be on, which is this glittery, sunlit field of, like, look at this harmony. How do you do this? You listen. You have something. You have a lot of guides. You have tons of guides. And they're all over the place, aren't they? I mean, you have guides that some people would traditionally consider to be, like, not good archetypes, even. Like, here's this shadow and here's this. It's so different and interesting. You have a huge spirit team, and you need to just be tuning in and listening to them. Let me get some more clarity. What's on the rest? What's on the sides of this? On the bottom, 5 of Pentacles. On the top, King of Swords. This came out for pile 1, and it was a big part of this reading. King of Swords on the top, 5 of Pentacles on the bottom. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm going to leave these out. It's important. And now, like, they're talking to me. Listen, whoever this is, because I feel like it's a whoever this is going to show this to you over and over again. But you're missing out. You're lacking. You could be, you're not having, you're missing out. You're lacking. You're stuck. You're not moving forward because you're not taking my offer. You're not going with me. When all of the while you already hear it, your spirit team is saying, like, yeah, but listen, what you want is above that. If you take that offer, you're going to end up stuck in a pit. Like, they're walling you in. You'll only be able to see that from the window. If you follow what's true for you, you're up in the mountains. You're up on the top. There's much more that they don't see for you, that they can't see for you. This is challenging, but it comes down to you hold the reins by trusting and by listening in. Do you practice divination, pile 2? Because maybe you ought to. Maybe it's something that you haven't yet tuned into, but it would give you a lot of clarity. It would give you the feeling of dominion over your own life, a way to converse with your own guides, you know? I'm talking cards, I'm talking runes, I'm talking charms, I'm talking tea leaves, I'm talking, a bajillion other things, bone readings, candle readings, like you name it. There's 1,000 ways. I mean, sit outside and have a conversation with yourself in your head and watch the wind respond to you. You have elemental. I mean, I said it in the beginning. This is like the pile for those that are witches or warlocks or whatever. You all are tapped in. There's a channel here. You have spiritual helpers. And you know what? This reminds me of the many times in my life where I've fallen, let me call it like alive but comatose, where for whatever reason and not, I couldn't feel connected to my guides, to myself, to my life, to my love, and it felt like this was the only thing there because it was real, but it's hot and it's dry and it's not substantial. And this is emotional and it's so different of a feeling, and it's hard to get here from here, but it's there still, even if you don't feel it. It's about listening. It's about trying to connect. It's about attempting to connect. It's about asking and listening, opening the channel. Play music, move around, let yourself dance, listen to songs that used to make you cry, speak out loud, write out gratitude, write out why, all of the stuff, all of the things. Speak it out. Have your experience. Don't wait for the experience that you think is going to come around the corner. Like, have it. Have it right now so they can help. Give me this. What road opens when you choose to do what you need to do for you and stop thinking that's somebody else's? It's not somebody else. It's you and your spirit team. What's the road that opens when you choose to direct your will? Okay. We're going with the Wild Unknown for this, your original deck. What's the road that opens when pile 2 chooses to direct their will? Oops, sorry, I kicked the thing. Ace of Wands. Let me get this straightened back out here. That's not really straightened back out. Let's try again. All right. Ace of Wands. This is clear channel. This is the energy of a clear channel. This is divine inspiration comes in and your will comes out on the other end. This is like a collaboration. This is directing. I mean, like literally, I was seeing this Hollywood thing here and like, I want to be in movies. And now I'm like, no, you'll be the director of the movies. You'll have a production company. You'll have the full creative authority to choose which movies get produced and who stars in what roles and all of the stuff, if that's what you want. Or you just get to be the starring role. You just get to say, hey, I want to play this role. Someone create this play for me. You get to choose what it is that will actually be fulfilling and rewarding to you, and it comes through divine inspiration. You just get to open up and be a conduit to it. Whereas this energy, the first thing I was sensing, yeah, it wants to open you up as a conduit, but not for anything that's going to be satisfying to you. It's for what they decide for their purpose. And I really hate to be a fearmonger, and also I really hate that which takes advantage of naivete. And this, again, is like yes, I'm open to be the conduit. I surrender because I trust the goodness of this will coming through me because it's you and your spirit team willing it, not you being pried open by something that's taking your vital energy from you, channeling it into something else. Do you know what I'm saying? This is pure, divine will and consent. and grace and beauty and creation and that which lands tangibly and emotionally, that which lands tangibly and emotionally, so you can actually have it all. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. And on the bottom of the deck was the sun. It just fell on the ground. Ace of Pentacles beneath it because, you know, the sun grows new, visible, physical things. Look at that. Bursting forth through there. I love this reading. I really love your reading, pile 2. If it was stumbly and bumbly and fumbly, and I apologize, but listen, you've got some many guides that all have many things to say, and I can bet it gets confusing and like I can't hear anything when you try to tune in, and that's why this like turns up the volume and tries to become the loudest thing. But so it comes down to, if you're trying to figure out how to tap into your guides and like talk with them and know it's them and not this, they give you this feeling. They give you the feeling of comfortable and safe and connected, not exciting and promising you all the grown-up stuff that your grown-up self wants. These ones comfort you at the level of the child who is very attuned, very in key, cannot be deceived. Okay? So trust the child within you, not the grown-up that wants stuff. Again, not that it's bad to want stuff. I do believe you could, should, ought to, will have it all. You just have to know that you do want it all, and you will settle for nothing less than fulfillment. You got this. The reins are already in your hand. They're in many hands for you. Awesome. I would love your commentary. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you would like to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next reading. Moving on. All right, so welcome. If you chose this card, the Chariot card from the True Black Tarot, you are pile 3. This is your reading. I really love all of the shimmery, all of the shine on this card, so I'll just keep moving it around for a bit. This Chariot card is honestly awesome. The way that he's blinded the figure here, and it's not actually in anything, but it's sitting or like hoisted upon wings, because it's showing so much how it's not even about the physical, practical things that we're doing that move us. It's about the guidance of the celestials, the cosmos. It's everything outside of us that moves us is the chariot. It's how we travel that way of being. So I'm going to get one more card representing you as the charioteer. At this moment in life, like, how are you doing? How are you moving forward? Are you moving forward? Are you spinning in circles? A card to represent pile 3 as the charioteer. Wow. And this is the Two of Pentacles. This is excellent. This is a card that's saying, like, pretty balanced. We're pretty balanced as far as feet on the ground. Things are, you know, plodding along. Two of Pentacles is actually, like, a really nice card to come out. Let's see what's on the bottom. We've got the Knight of Swords. Wow, with the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so what I feel from this is like we're balanced, but we're not really going anywhere. And you kind of wish you were going somewhere. So it's like not really moving forward motion. But nothing is like too tumultuous, absolutely intense, crazy, where it's like unbearable. But it's kind of like this waiting period of stagnancy. Like, where are we at? Where are we going? Are we ever going to move? Or is it always going to be like this? It kind of feels like you're at a point where, like, things are good. We're good. It's okay. It's good. But not exciting. And the soul needs to be alive. It feels like with the page and the knight that were there on the bottom and the top, there's more that wants to be expressed that hasn't been expressed yet. And you're trying to figure out how to break out of that in expression. So next card coming out is the pull from the outside. From this, I'm going to use the Curious Creatures Tarot. Because this is a really nice little playful deck, and it feels like, you know, play is a good energy to get you out of that kind of a rut, and look at that. These cards mirror that energy entirely. Pulling you from the outside, maybe you're seeing like lots of opportunities to create. Queen of Wands, it's summertime. It's like the weather is outside is nice, and it's almost like everything out there in nature is calling to you to like, come play with me, come play with me. But maybe you're too practical to know how to do that. This little bunny with the Four of Cups and the being all alone and the being handed a little drink here is like, go roll in a field. Go roll in a field of sunflowers. But what's pulling at you? Oh, this even feels like there's kids that want to play with you. There's people that want to be in your life. There's people that want to be enjoying life with you. There's like whole communities that you're meant to be connecting with, but you're not. And maybe you can't right now, or you feel like you can't right now, but it feels like you feel like you're missing out on a whole lot. It feels like you're missing out on, you know, happiness. These are rose-colored glasses that are being handed and not taken. You know, they're being offered over and they're not being taken yet, or they're not being seen. It's like there is a way to be happy, but you want to create it because you don't see it even being possible in the things that are offered in the world outside of you right now. Like, none of this life on offer really seems that interesting. And so, like, this is either coming from, you know, like, it feels like depression. It feels like, you know, so if this was wrong, that it's like, oh, you're pretty content, everything's okay, the good. But again, even the way that that was coming out is like, it's okay, you know, because on the outside it looks fine, but on the inside I'm really depressed. Like, on the inside I'm really just feeling like the odd man out, the one that's like, I wish I could create, but I feel just nothing. That's interesting. The pull from the outside. Let's get the pull from the inside, because I feel like this is topsy-turvy world all over the place. Yeah, I feel like there's a huge disparity here between the sunshine and what you're feeling. Or like, yeah, it's like, put on a happy face is your motto. Or other people need you to put on a happy face. Or like I had said, other people want you to play, but you're like stuck in perpetual happy face that's not really happy underneath the face. Or, you know, it's something all about, wow, sorry for these horns blowing over here now. It's something all about, you know, not really being as you appear. Okay, there's a school over here, and they've got like a fire truck over there, and they were letting them blow the fire truck horn, it sounded like. The pull from the inside is like, oh, I'm just tired, I want to rest. I'm just a poor little lamb, and I just want to rest. And, but also, what is this, the Seven of Pentacles? I need to keep going. I need to keep planting seeds. I need to keep trudging along and moving forward. I need to keep trying to make it better. I want one more card for you. I feel like I moved past it too fast. My daughter had come in the room. Oh. And kind of threw me off, to be honest. So this is the rest of you. And this all feels like it kind of makes more sense. It feels like you are the one that's responsible for holding all of it together. And you do a damn good job. But it's also left no room for you, creatively or emotionally, It's not fulfilling to you. It's not the rewarding, happy family, wonderful, fulfilling thing that it could be, should be, that you deserve it to be. Because there's so much energy exerted, you know, like, and so little received. Because it calls on you to be the creative force of everyone else's life. But then there's not a lot left for you. The outside world demands participation. The inside world won't let you rest. Because, look at these 2 4s. And 4 is similar to 2 in the way where it's like, there's no teetering, there's no motion, there's no rocking, there's no swaying, there's no anything. It's just flat, stagnant at worst, stable at best, stagnant at worst. And when it's about like depletion of energy or depletion of emotional fulfillment, straight up depression. That's just depression. And when life calls for you to not be depressed, and it also gives you lots of physical, tangible reasons to not. I have beautiful children. I have a loving spouse. I have a great house. I have all these things. I'm so much more fortunate than so many other people in the world. I should just be able to count my blessings. But that doesn't, depression is trickier than that. It's way trickier than that. So pulling on you from the inside is like, I want to develop myself. I want to get better. Because everything is great. I'm the only one that's got a problem, is what it feels like. Like, if I just wasn't so, then I could be happy. That's what I'm getting the feeling of. And that's, Charioteer's hands on the reins is like, I don't even know how to position those hands. I don't know how to even position that being held, because it's like white knuckling it, and like ready to jerk and react to what everybody else wants, but also like just so depressed that it's like the reins are starting to loosen, you know. I'm gonna not keep going down further into the colorful imagery of the depression that I feel here, but I feel like this next card, how you steer the reins, how do we do this, and then the next card after that, what road opens when you actually do. This is like big movement. We need this. Pile 3, how do you steer the reins? How do you shift this? Here we go. So we're going to use the Mythic Tarot. Because you know what? It's not practical. It's not, as the Death card falls out. As the Death card falls out. You know what? I want to get it. Maybe I'll shove a picture in when I edit this video. I made a little air dry clay, what's it called? Gravestone for myself. And did like a death ritual. Like, I carved my name into it and I wrote the date, and I wrote like, here lies the version of me that can't be who I am now. You know, it deserves the respectful place in the past, and it can't come where I'm going. But I love it and I honor it, and it deserved the mercy of death. Now listen, that's not at all literal. Please don't take that at all literal. You're grieving something when this death card comes out. Like, there's some part of you that's not been living. You know what I'm saying? That's not been alive in the way things have been going. And maybe you've already like recognized that they won't come back. Let me give you an exact example. Like, when you become a mother or a parent of any kind, but especially a mother, you actually go through a transition where the maiden version of you, the single being version of you, is dead, never to be resurrected ever again. You've now passed a threshold that you can't unpass through. You're the mother, you know? And life is like that, you know? But maybe there's parts of you that never got to grieve or honor, or never, still don't have the clarity of knowing, like, well, that part of me is dead and can't come back. But also, however, I can't just not have me. I can't just not have fulfillment. My life has to involve me. So now is the time to birth something new, which is the death card. Look at the Scorpio glyph. Unlike the Virgo, which goes like this and then comes in, the Scorpio goes out because something dies and then something else is born. There's something ends and then there's a beginning, you know, there's an ending and then there's a new way forward. So this being how you hold the reins, what's in the rest of the deck here? Excuse me. The Magician reversed on the bottom. And wow, the Six of Cups, Jenny Green Teeth on the top. This is about creating your own emotional fulfillment. This is about creating your own emotional fulfillment and the magic in your life. For some reason, I feel like this makes me want to talk about like gamifying your life, making your life some like awesome mythic adventure. I had this actual idea that I'll share with you for this with my kids, where it was like, if we were to wake up in the morning and it's like, all right, today we're putting on our wizard's hats, and today like the quest is whatever it is. And there's all these different side quests that you do, like brushing your teeth is a side quest, and doing some laundry with mom for 10 minutes is a side quest, and all these random little things. And each time you complete a side quest throughout the day, you get like a little token. And at the end of the day, all of those tokens add up to some like cool game that we play with them. Or whatever the theme might be. Like some days, maybe each time you complete a thing, you get a puzzle piece. And at the end of the day, we're putting the puzzle together as a family. Stuff like that. And maybe not that exact thing, but do you know what I'm saying? It was about making life fun, enjoyable, something that I can wrap my brain around and sink my teeth into, and not just activities to do, but somebody that I can enjoy being, stuff that I can enjoy doing, because sometimes the monotonous routine, humdrum, back and forth ping pong, as I like to call it, between the mundane and the magical self, or the gotta do this, taking care of business, taking care of this, is just exhausting and it depletes us. We need the magic. So for me, this is like death to the material world is exactly what it's supposed to be. I don't know why I feel so bad. I know why you feel so bad, because there's no freaking magic in it. There's no aliveness. There's no creative spark. And if there's no creativity, there's no fun, there's no enjoyment, there's no juice, there's no zest. It's just hot and dry desert sand, and who enjoys that? Not any of the creatures on this. Not any of the creatures in your spread enjoy hot, dry desert sand. You can't live that life. You know, you got to have the juice. You got to have the magic. And that's what this Death Scorpio card is about. This is the time of like Halloween here in the Northern Hemisphere. This is about like connecting to the other world in the depth of the waters. This is about emotional depth. This is about getting deep with yourself, maybe doing some shadow work, maybe getting some like really getting deep and intense. Get a personal reading, learn yourself, you know, at an emotional level, reinvest in who you am now. Because again, I feel like this pile is largely a collective of people that have been, for lack of better terms, taking care of business, holding down the fort, doing all of the things to keep a bunch of other people afloat, whether it's family, chosen family, a work relationship situation, or whatever the case is. You've been the responsible provider type for a long time. And for a long time, your building dreams have been numb, cold, and they're pulling at you, saying like, you got to take a break, you got to take a rest from all this other stuff and come back to you, your internal compass. And that's the death of the old mundane way of doing it, and the dive into the waters and the juice. So, what road opens when you direct your will, which is a perfect question when you got the Magician card at the bottom of the deck for that last one. When you direct your will, what road opens? When you say, my emotional experience of life, my fiery, passionate, soulful experience of life matters as much, if not more so, than everybody else and everything else I'm taking care of. What happens for you? Ha! Oh my gosh. Look at this. Page of Wands, Necromancer. Bringing you back from the dead. This is reviving some piece of you that's been on hold for a long time. I need to point this out. Whoa. So much so that I've knocked everything else out of focus. This solar cross is really important for someone. Solar cross. It's a cross meaning you're spread in 4 different directions, and yeah, that sucks. Welcome to having a Grand Cardinal Cross. I'm in the same boat as you are, pun intended. This is like we have to go in all directions, my love. We have to. But it doesn't mean it has to pull us apart. It means that we take turns bending ourselves to the different directions of the wind, like a flag on a flagpole, okay? But we are our own flag. We're the solar cross. This is very direct. I want to cry. Someone in my absolute soul family is watching this video, and I'd love to connect if you feel it. And the dragon is gigantic too. Listen, there's a lot waiting for you on the other side of this. And maybe I'm crying because, like, depression is real. It's so hard. It's so hard. So if you're there right now, know I've been there recently. Know I've been there in the ebb and flow of that undercurrent for my whole life. And I finally feel like I'm there because I'm meant to be able to speak on that level, in that channel, in that liminal space, in the crossroads. You have to know death to be able to comfort those that are coming towards it in any way, shape, or form. And it's not, again, about an actual physical, literal death of your body and being. It's about ways of being. And it's also about the subsequent revival of other ways of being that haven't been allowed to be, that haven't been passionately called forth. But that's what's awaiting for you. It's a revival. It's a rebirth. And this dragon is exactly the stuff of myths and legends that were turned into mundane things. They turned the dragon from the Bible into a snake to make the world seem less magic. It's not less magic. It just seems like that. You're not less magic. It just appears that way. But when you dive deep and you go beneath the appearance and you go into the feeling, into the knowing, into the remembering, the appearances can't hold you back anymore. You see through the bullshit, and you can't not know anymore. And the depression becomes not something that can hold you so tight, so close, or so long. Sure, you'll go with it sometimes, but also that's just doing this dance of the magician, of the, look at it, like up and down and around we go, in all directions of the medicine wheel, in all directions of the wind, because that's experiencing. That's how we experience life. We don't just stay stuck in like, well, this is all good. Geez, I keep knocking this camera out of focus. Again, needs to be the point. The focus is all wrong. Yes, this is all well and good, but it's not good enough for someone that feels at a soul level. So feel it at a soul level. You know, whether it's me or anyone else, and not just anyone else, whether it's me, find someone that you resonate with deeply, that you're like, yes, I know you feel what I want to feel. Not that you have what I want to have, not that you are who I want to be. You want to be you. I can tell you feel what I want to feel in terms of connection to self and do something, you know what I mean? Follow that, watch them, participate in that activity, do whatever. Start doing things that bring you alive into feeling. And that puts all of your burden behind you and brings all of your energy back into you. Powerful. And alive, too. Not just capable, powerful. Hugely divine difference. Pile 3, this is your reading. This was awesome. And I would sincerely love and appreciate your feedback, your comments, your experience. Hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you've not yet subscribed. If you were interested in any other piles, check those out. Otherwise, I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Okay, if you chose pile 4 or this Chariot card from the Curious Creatures Tarot, this is your reading. I love this deck. It is so jovial and hilarious and adorable. And we're going to pull one more card from this deck to get a read on you as the charioteer. So where are you at right now in your life? How are you showing up? Where are you at in terms of riding in this chariot, holding the reins, all of that jazz? And then we'll move forward from there. So one more card for pile 4 to clarify them as the charioteer. Okay, and we got 2 falling out actually. So first we've got Page of Cups with the Emperor. Wow, that's an interesting combination and a really great one too. Page of Cups and the Emperor. This is like, again, very much the feeling of this deck. It's like, I'm young, I'm enjoying, I love the feelings of having fun. This is enjoyment to me. And also, I'm all about the business. I'm really wise, and I can put this all together for you. Like, let me lay it all out. Let me put down the structure. Let me help you build this out, right? So you as the charioteer, like, this feels like a really good balance of I'm moving forward emotionally in my life to build for myself. I mean, really, this is a really great start to this. So let's move into the next cards here. Which deck do I want to use? What's the pull from the outside? Yeah, we're going to go with this one. Wild Unknown Tarot. So what's pulling on pile 4 from the outside? The outside influence at this point in time. I really love that the tides are turned here, that you're actually receiving the love. It feels like, you've found your tribe even, or that you're speaking to your tribe, or you at least know how to communicate to them, and that you're starting to feel the love back. And you're actually starting to feel like there's momentum on this path. Pull from the outside. So this is the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. And this is like wanting, it's not the 4 of Pentacles, so it's not the hoarding, the holding, but it's like the harnessing, the finessing of having and holding and keeping and maintaining what you've made for yourself, while also trying to hold it light as a feather, building a nest egg, moving towards the future. So this is like, what are you putting your eggs in? What basket? What basket are you putting your eggs in? This feels like the outside influence. Like, okay, it's going well now, but I want to be prepared for the future. And how is that? How am I doing that? Am I, providing for myself in the right way? Am I going about that the right way? Let's get pull from the inside. This is a very different reading than the rest of them have been. Pull from the inside, Father of Pentacles. Ooh, okay, I see. So this, on the outside, is like the mirror of the society that says we all have to be hyper-independent. Make sure you take care of yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. So there's like a lingering background undercurrent of you're building alone. and you don't maybe necessarily know who you can trust. You'd like to trust someone, but you don't want to be naive. And so everything is kind of like guarded and cautious and a little bit close to the chest, feeling abundant, feeling really good, feeling very capable. And also maybe just a little bit of going it alone. Where on the inner pole, there's this like, it feels like the Lion King's Mufasa, like, remember who you are. Even though this isn't a lion. But that's what it feels like to me. The Father of Pentacles. It's the legacy. It's the lineage. And this is the deer in the woods, you know, or maybe it's an elk. I don't know what this thing is. The antlers look kind of like wild and strange, honestly. It looks like fatherhood placed onto a child to me. And I'm not trying to pick at the artist, Kim Kranz. I love her artwork. I love this deck. But for whatever reason, these are registering as strange to me. And I think because this feels like an inner legacy that's pulling at you. For better or worse, I'll caveat. Because it's not always the outside influence that's negative or bad. Sometimes the influence that comes from the inside comes from old past programming that said, like, you have to take care of everyone. You have to take care of everyone, not just yourself. So I'm going to come at this from two ways, and it's based on, you know, what I see, perceive, and feel. And the Magician is on the bottom of this deck. I was looking for this deck, though. Seven of Wands, yeah. Internal battle. There's a battle, small one, though. This isn't a huge fight. It's just a battle of balancing, just like the Chariot is, running the line between how much am I doing this for others and how much am I doing this for myself. And there is no right or wrong in that, as long as you're feeling what you're building as you're building it. So I'm actually going to move right along into the next card, which is how you steer these reins. Like, how do you juggle these two? I got to be honest, Pile 4, this is like the least tumultuous, you know, and none of the rest of them were. Like, I feel like for weeks now, I hadn't recorded any videos. There was far too many things being experienced in my world for me to actually make the time or make any sense of the things that were falling out of my mouth, or that were like circling in my experience. But I feel like collectively we're all coming to be on the other side of that now. And I feel like your steering of the reins, you know, really has already been pretty smooth sailing throughout. Like, I feel like maybe you're a person that's done the dark night of the soul, had, you know, all of the worst of the worst experiences many years ago. You know, like perhaps you're in the front runner group where you've been on the self-mastery path for quite some time, and none of this is new to you. And you've actually been doing the things that the self-mastery path requires of you. And so, like, it's not so bad. It's not so challenging. It's not so hard. It's not so terrible to work it all out. That's what this reading feels like. Two of Swords reversed. We've got the Nine of Cups upright. And the, what, 6? 5? 4, sorry, wow. 4 of Cups reversed. Yeah, wow. Ooh, okay, now I get it, yes. Keep dissolving those old contracts that says you're obligated to make something that works for everyone. The patriarchy, the false thing that you were raised into that says your life does not belong to you, it belongs to a collective that decides for you. That's bullshit. Keep destroying those contracts. Keep turning that upside down, because your inner experience, your intuition is much, much stronger than that small inner voice that maybe might still have a a lingering attachment to that not right for you thing. And with the Four of Cups, that is navigated by how emotionally fulfilling or how open or guarded you are. Like, look at this is a weeping willow that's like covering over these. So they're like held off in the back underneath this tree. But that means like they're not going to be open to certain things, but they will be open to whatever's falling from this tree. It's about noticing what you're catching, noticing what's filling your cups, noticing how full your cups are. And if at any point they become more pouring out to other people or the business or the whatever it is you're doing, have been creating for yourself, whatever is working out so well for you, if at any point it feels like those are more full or empty than you want them to be, it's about remembering that your whole true goal and purpose is this. This is, everything. Look at how peaceful that is. It's peaceful because pure of heart, pure of intention, pure of mind. I hold nothing back. I give what I have, and I receive everything. I'm fortified. And it's the way you steer is just by navigating. It's everything that you've already been doing the whole time. Clearly, again, you've been doing what's been required of you on the self-mastery path, which often is becoming aware of our old programming, our old narratives, and the way that our mind hijacks our presence and our consciousness, and using the senses, the human body, the what is, and the emotions to navigate your way in the mundane world to actually get what you want. A shorter way to say that is like you've become an emotional manifester. You know how to harness your vibratory self to have the life that you want. And so all this is suggesting is just continue doing what you're doing. Like you almost didn't need to come to this reading for some of you. And need is such a strong word, need at all. I'm glad if you were entertained by this reading. I'm glad if this reading reminded you of something that you just simply needed the reminder of, because in my estimation, pile 4, those of you that chose this, like, here's you, you know what I mean? Like, here's you already. Enough said. Like, I'm just wait, what is it? I've got a bike, you can ride it if you like. It's got a basket, a bell that rings, and things that make it look good. I'd give it to you if I could, but I borrowed it. Yeah, my singing sometimes, but that's a Pink Floyd song called Bike, and it's adorable, and just like you, You're like the adorable, you're the adorable rebel that made it. You made it. You're the hope shot. You're like, I'm coming to the revelation. I'm going to pull this last card because what road opens when you choose to direct your will? You're my hope shot, pile 4. Like, you are, my aspiration. You're the one that said, I'm going to feel my way through this mother lover, and I'm going to build it to be what I want it to be. And that's not wrong, because I know myself, and I know my intention, and I know I'm good, and I know what I'll do with all of this good. I know what I've already done with all of the good I've received, and the more of it I receive, the more good I can do, the more good I feel, and the more good I feel, the more good I want to do. And what good in the world wouldn't add their good to my good for the purposes of making that happen? This is good. This is good. And this is the door that opens. 9 of Pentacles again. No, this was 9 of Cups. That was the 9 of Pentacles. So 9 of Pentacles again. This is everything. This is, you get to create your own world. You get to, Frankenstein's not a monster. It's a creation. It's a recycling project. It's life created out of the scraps that other people disregarded and left behind and thought had no value. It's experimentations of something that could be lived that no one else has ever dared to attempt before. And you're attempting it. That's why I said you're the trailblazer. You're the one that said, I want something different. I want to see what can be created when good is poured into things that weren't paid much attention, that didn't carry much physical weight, that were disregarded. That's what it feels like. You are making treasure out of trash. And it comes from your emotions. Look at that, the moon, the werewolf on the bottom of this. And the werewolf changes with the moon. You walk through this door and you're changing who you're being, and the door is nothing more than like, you just keep being, it's like, why am I getting this image? You go to a water park and they have that one like bucket that fills up with drops, and every like couple minutes it like pours over and splashes everything. Why am I getting that image? Because that's what the energy is. You just keep doing the thing, the right thing, your path, your way. You just keep doing the attuning, the fine tuning that you're doing as you live your life every day. And at some point, the bucket spills over and a transformation happens. The light switch flips on. This came out in the last pile. Maybe check out the last pile if you feel compelled. If you don't feel like you are already in this happy, great place, go and watch pile 3. And then come back and, whatever. Don't do whatever you want. Don't let me tell you what to do. That's the point of all of my readings. Don't let anyone tell you what to do. But this came out in the last reading for a reason. And it's here again now. Because this is power. You become powerful. You transform into a legend of your own creation, of your own joy, something that you can sustain. Like, you can sustain what you have right now indefinitely, undeniably, with no caveat. You just keep doing what you're doing. You just keep doing what you're doing. I'm so proud of you. I so appreciate being able to read this energy so clearly, because there's someone living it. It's not confusing to me at all. It's clear because I'm reading it from you. And it's really, truthfully, very inspiring. So, wow. That's all I've got for you, Pile 4. Thank you so much for watching this reading, for hitting that like button if you liked it. I would really love your feedback, your comments, your stories. If you feel like leaving those, if you've not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.